out here is going to be approaching someone's legs, approaching someone's body from the standing position. You know, if I'm coming to try to get past this person's legs, if I just turn, there's a good chance this person's going to turn with me as well, right? Any direction I go, they're going to turn to try to, regain their guard. It's a good thing for them to stay where I'm in front of them. If we start getting to things where I can start passing behind my training partner, this is a bad thing for my training partner. So, what I'm thinking when I'm standing and I'm trying to get past this person's legs, you've seen it time and time again of people just running back and forth, and this person is able to just kind of keep them in front of them. All right? So I'm running back and forth, and this person's doing a great job of staying in front of me. So I have to do things to be able to either get them to stay in one position while I move, or I just go right down the pipe. So you have options when it comes to passing someone's guard or getting into someone's legs. Just getting into that territory where we can start passing into different options here. Right, so starting off, of course, it's a good idea to take a step to the inside. What this is going to do, it's going to help you dominate which direction I want to make this person fall. So, when I take a step to the inside, that's now me initiating either cutting down to the mat or trying to get their knees to point away from me. An example, one of the basic passes is going to be step to the inside. We're going to collect the either far side hook, if we can. We go for the far side hook. Far side hook, and now it's head position. My head has to go onto the opposite side of the center line. The hook, head to the mat, and then my knee will start diving down to the mat. So, my approach, I step towards my training partner, my foot comes in, and I just step right down the pipe, right down the middle, and then I'm going to start to cut towards the direction that I'm trying to pass. So my foot goes to the mat, I lower my level, my hips come down, lower my level, and then now I can start to knee cut pass. And again, I'm standing on the outside. Whichever side I'm going to try to pass to will be the leg that's forward. Right now, my right leg is my lead leg. It's the one that's in front of the opposite leg. So I go here, I step into the middle. From here, I start to cut my knee down, capturing that underhook on the far side. So I cut my knee down, I capture the underhook, and everything is about head position and arm position. And then as my knee starts to cut, we have the opportunity to pass. So I come here, head position, my head drops down to the mat. So now, what's gonna happen is this person, their head and their arm is gonna be between my head and my arm. And I'm able to spike my head to the mat, and it's very hard for this person to regain their guard or even defend this position when their head is taken out of the picture. So, head to the mat, arm on the outside, head to the mat, and then now we're here, and I can balance, and I start to just slide my knee down to the ground. All right? One way, I'll slide my knee down to the ground, I free my leg, I can use my opposite leg to free it. And once it's free, everything is about switching my hips now. So, if I don't control this person's hips, what happens is I turn to my knees, and as I turn, they start to come up as well. Right, they can turn into a turtle position. Of course, there's things we can do, but we want to avoid that because we're working for the pass and to secure the position after the pass. So right now, I've cleared the legs. My head is down on the mat. My next movement, when I'm here, instead of switching just to here, I'm gonna bring my knee and it's gonna start to collect their legs. And what happens, it will redirect their hips. So now I'm behind this person. I can either pass into a side control position, right? Or I can stay, and if the arms get in front of the chest, this exposes their back. Or we can work to take the back from here. Come in. If I have my left leg lead, that's going to be the knee cut pass towards the opposite side. All right, we'll practice that right now. I go step. Again, what am I looking for? I'm looking for far side underhook, head position, so I can pin the arm and the head together. Right? You can pass if your head's on the far side, but it's much easier for them to defend as well. So, arm and head, opposite sides. I dive my head down and I work to get my forehead to the mat. And I start sliding my knee through. So I'm here, post, head to the mat, and everything's about clearing this leg now. I cut, I clear, and as I turn back, my head will go back across the center line, but my knees need to focus on getting behind my training partner's hamstrings. So I'm here, head back across, and look at how I move to get my knees. The goal is get the knees behind the hamstrings. Very hard for them to strip back and get their guard back, and it's a good thing to initiate either back exposure, because we're here, right? You can get towards the back, or it's a very strong pinning position to keep this person here until it's time to move to the next transition or next position, right? If we're going for a submission, or if we're working to get to maybe full mount. So again, taking a step to the inside will initiate just this one knee cut pass that we're focusing, but it will initiate a bunch of other situations that we'll talk about more. For now, know that a step to the inside can mean knee cut passes, right?